Have you recently started a running program or a seasoned runner that wants to augment this with some strength training exercises, but you're not sure which ones to use? Hey everyone, this is Dr. Zach Green here, Performance, Sport, and Spine. In today's video, I'm discussing my 5 favorite exercises for runners for both increasing performance and reducing injury risk. So if you look at this image right here, we can see the different muscles and the amount of weight that's applied to them during running. And you might be surprised that the soleus, so that's the deep muscle of the calf, is actually the highest at 6.5 to 8 times body weight. And I'm not saying it's the most important muscle, but it is an important muscle and it's often unaddressed, so making sure that that's rehabbed is important. The soleus muscle is a one joint muscle just crossing the ankle. So it's important to keep your knees bent or flexed when performing this. In a seated position with your toes on your step and your heels hanging off, place a small weight on your knees. Raise your heels up towards the ceiling to tolerance and then down to a deficit. You may need to limit the range of motion initially and increase over time. Recommend 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps 3 to 4 times a week. To increase the difficulty, place a larger weight on your knees and repeat the dosage. Standing calf raise. Against the wall with your toes on a step and your heels hanging off, raise your heels up towards the ceiling and down to tolerance. Make sure you feel deep dual tension in your calf. Recommend 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps 3 times a week. To increase the difficulty, place all weight on one leg and repeat the dosage. To further increase the difficulty, hold the external load as we demonstrate here. Step up. You may need to adjust the height to your current tolerance and fitness level, but we're going to place one foot up. Make sure we have good contact and driving with our quad. Stand straight up with our torso in an upright position and then come back down. Again, foot on the step, drive up. Try to minimize any torso bending. Recommend 2 sets of 8 reps 3 times a week. To increase the difficulty, add external load as we demonstrate here. Single leg deadlift. Holding a light weight in one arm, press the leg backwards. Make sure to emphasize pressing your leg backwards and not just leaning forward. Again, as you do this, you want to drive your leg far back towards the opposite wall and return to the starting position. Make sure to feel tension in your glute and your hamstring of your stance leg. You may need to initially reduce the range of motion and increase over time. Recommend 2 sets of 10 reps 3 times a week. So if you haven't done this exercise before, it can be a little challenging. So here's an intermediate or regression. So with holding the weight, use that hip hinge, but just get into a reverse lunge, pause for a second, and then stand up. And as you get more comfortable, try to reverse lunge farther, again pausing to build strength in that position. And then over time, as you get more comfortable, you can progress to the single leg deadlift. Banded knee extension. In a seated position with the band around your ankles anchored on the other side, slowly straighten your leg fully and return to the starting position. You should feel tension on the anterior leg or your quad muscle. Make sure to get full extension of the knee. Recommend 3 sets of 10 reps 3 to 4 times a week. To increase the difficulty, use a stiffer band as I demonstrate here.